So when you're making small talk with somebody or trying to, deliver a good first impression, or it could be you're out on a date, it could be you're auditioning for a job, interviewing for a job, and you got to have some conversational game, and you want to show interest in the other person. Um, I have in my pocket, we used to call them in the music business ringers. A ringer was like, say your guitar player in your band wasn't very good, but you needed to play a big club date on Friday night, and you needed somebody who could solo. So you hire a ringer, right? Somebody who's not in the band to come in and play those guitar solos and get through the night. This is what you're trying to do. So I have in my back pocket what I call ringer questions. And these ringer questions are fail safe, like they're guaranteed to work. They work like a charm, and they work under almost any condition, right? And I fall back on those if I think that I'm nervous about the situation, or I don't want to take too many chances. Now, having said that, and I'll give you a couple of examples of that. But before I do, I sometimes I take a flyer. I did this especially when I was younger because, I don't know, when you're young, you take more risks and stuff with conversation and everything, really. And I would be a little bit more free with my speech, but I've become a bit more reserved now that I'm older, and I'm older than most of you think. Uh, but I still like to. I'm still a little. I fancy myself as a provocateur. You know the word, right? A little provocative, right? Uh, my dad used to say that the worst thing that could happen is if somebody meets you and forgets that they meet you. And I grew up with that little thing in the back of my head, that somebody would meet you and forgot that they met you, right? It's like a worst insult. So my dad worked really hard at first impressions. He made sure nobody ever forgot him. And I do the same thing because I kind of inherited it from my dad. And so I want these questions, and they're always at the ready, little ways that I can engage somebody. So back to this idea again of standing in line at Starbucks. I don't know how that became our template tonight. And I'm happy to use other examples. If you guys want to offer something from your lives that you're struggling with, I'm happy to use that template. But if I feel like, I haven't talked with anybody all day because of COVID, I walk into Starbucks saying, I'm going to meet somebody. It's like a foregone conclusion, man. If you're in line with me at Starbucks, I'm going to meet you today. That's how steady I am about this. And I might turn around and I'll say, it might be a fashion thing. I really like your boots. Where did you get them? Or you look great. You look happy. And it's not a come on. It's not I'm not a player anymore. It's a genuine thing, man. You look happy. And they're just so glad to get that without it being a pickup line. You can appreciate this, right, everybody? I don't want anything from them. And by the way, I don't like come on to them and stay on to them. Hey, would you like to join me for a cup of coffee? It gets creepy after a while, right? So it's just enough to get the job done, and then I extricate myself. And then if they want to invite me to have coffee, and it's happened, or trade business cards, and it's happened, then we do it. So it's like that, I think, Mary. It's planned, but it's also organic at the same time, if that makes sense.
Right. Yes.
Did I owe you? I owed you an example of something. I'm sorry, I might have lost the trail there.
No,
If I don't answer your question, chat it back in, everybody.
yep. Kevin was just asking about how to ask the right questions and then move on to a new topic. So